it's beautiful to see what's happened in South Africa. And I always think of Nelson Mandela as a little bit of a George Washington, in the sense that when he gained power in a country where you had such racial divide and a huge black majority, he could have governed in a much different way. And he didn't. He didn't look to hold power forever. He gave it back. That's the kind of things that George Washington did. And sometimes people talk about ends and means, you know, that the ends justifies the means. I think the smartest thing ever said about that is that in life, there are no ends. There are only means. And so you have to make sure the means are correct. And I remember many years ago, Winnie Mandela, and this is when Nelson was still in prison, had made a comment that used what they called necklaces, which just was a horrible torture and killing of someone by putting a rubber tire around their neck filled with gasoline and lighting it on fire. Pretty unbelievable. I mean, with all the horrible things that happen in this world, they found a new way to make it worse. She said that with their matches and necklaces, they would free the country. And, you know, the country needed to be freed, and someone had to free it. But with matches and necklaces, no. And I remember back then, this was in the 80s, late 80s, I think, or early 90s. And I remember thinking, look at the difference. Look at the difference between where they are and where they've been pushed and what they've decided to do, and how we can change our country. We can right wrongs, and we don't have to hurt anybody. We can go to someone and say, I've got a better idea, I think. Here's what it is. Would you sign? And then we can all discuss it and vote on it. This is a good thing. And this idea of initiative and referendum, supported by huge majorities, 5-1, 7-1 among the public, who opposes it? Politicians who don't want the people to make the decision. No, they want us to make the decision for them to serve and hold power. But they don't want us to be making any other decisions. They'll take care of that. The big business and big labor? No, they don't want the people deciding things. They've been investing in legislatures and the Congress for decades and decades. So it really is critical that we have a process to make change that the people can control.